Our top story this morning, 35-year-old William Billy Newhoff, the man accused of leading sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase through East Missoula Tuesday and then breaking into a mobile home, had intended to commit suicide by cop. Substitute Justice of the Peace Matthew Erickson read the charges to Newhoff, which included 2 counts of auto theft, burglary, criminal endangerment, and criminal mischief, all felonies. Deputy County Attorney Caitlin Williams asked for $150,000 bond.
This defendant stole 2 vehicles and, when confronted, grabbed a gun and took law enforcement on a high-speed chase in a residential neighborhood. He crashed into fences and a house, kept fleeing in the vehicle, crashed the vehicle, then took off on foot, went into a trailer, and hid there until law enforcement found him.
Williams said Newhoff had planned to end his life during the incident.
When questioned, this defendant stated he was going to prison for life and had nothing to lose, so had no issues jeopardizing the safety of innocent people, and was prepared to commit, quote, suicide by cop. Prior to this defendant was wanted in the federal system for probation violations.
Judge Erickson set bail at $150,000 and ordered Newhoff to appear again February 18th. Following his appearance via video from the county jail, Newhoff's girlfriend requested to speak to reporters. She claimed to have stage 4 cancer and that she and Newhoff had planned to die. Quote, "If we had our way, we would have been put in the ground together," end quote. University of Montana Athletic Director Kent Haslam says the school's women's soccer coach, who resigned earlier this week, had been asked to step down after an investigation found he used a university-issued cell phone to text escort services while in Las Vegas. The Missoulian reported yesterday Haslam looked through former coach Mark Placoris' phone records after players complained that their coach was texting them excessively and at inappropriate times, among other things. Haslam said Placoris sent the texts in Las Vegas while on recruiting trips in June and November of 2017, January and March of 2016, and February of 2015. Placoris did not respond to requests for comments last night. On Wednesday, the day after he resigned, Placoris told the Missoulian reporter that he stepped down to take care of his father. Rob Grunwald is an economist with the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, but rather than focusing on stocks and bonds, he studies how states handle children in need. In a recent survey of Montana, Grunwald noted some gains in early education.
For example, Montana has made some recent gains in reaching low-income families and young children with opportunities to attend preschool and early learning programs, but still those investments only reach less than 50% of 4-year-old low-income kids and less than 10% of low-income kids under the age of 3.
One of the most startling trends Grunewald noticed in Montana was a rapidly increasing rate of maternal drug abuse.
One trend that we've identified that is worthy of some concern is that recently there's been an increase in the number of infants affected by maternal drug abuse. From 2010 to 2016, it's more than doubled. It's gone from around 200 to around 500. It's about the last 6 years.
Grunewald says dollars put toward prevention during the early stages of life pay off for communities down the road and can help prevent unnecessary costs associated with foster care, health care, and eventually incarceration. A federal judge has ordered U.S. wildlife officials to reconsider a 2015 decision that blocked Endangered Species Act protections for iconic bison herds in Yellowstone Park. District Judge Christopher Cooper said in a ruling late Wednesday that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service failed to consider a scientific study suggesting the park's bison population might be too small to sustain its 2 herds. Yellowstone's 5,000 bison make up the largest remaining wild population of a species that once numbered in the tens of millions. The animals, also called buffalo, are routinely slaughtered by state and federal agencies during their winter migrations outside the park. Wildlife advocates from the Buffalo Field Campaign and other groups sought protections for the herds in 2014 and then sued when their petition to the government was denied. Starting yesterday, the Montana Office of Public Instruction began taking nominations for Teacher of the Year. In the past, the selection process was done by MEA-MFT, but things are a bit different this year, according to State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Elsie Arnson.
Before, there were 3 that were picked as finalists. We're broadening this because Montana is so vast and very unique between not just student populations, but how education is delivered. So we have basically 9 regions, and teachers are going to be celebrated within that region.
Along with the 9 geographic regions is a special category chosen by the Montana Indian Education Association. Arntzen hopes that a broader approach in selecting finalists will help Montana achieve some national recognition.
We are unique. Education should be looking at that uniqueness, not at some status quo. That's not education in my mind, nor do I believe that's the future of education. Then we'll narrow that field to one. Montana has never, ever had a national Teacher of the Year. How exciting that would be to showcase Montana's excellence.
Nomination forms can be downloaded from the Office of Public Instruction website, can be submitted anytime before May 1st. 2 Democrats seeking the nomination for Montana's sole U.S. House seat have far outraised the rest of a crowded field vying to challenge incumbent Republican U.S. Representative Greg Gianforte. Campaign reports show Billings attorney John Heenan raised $580,000 to date, including $200,000 of his own money. Former nonprofit director Grant Keir of Missoula's raised $440,000. Former state legislators Kathleen Williams of Bozeman and Linda Moss of Billings and former U.S. government attorney Jared Padanato each raised less than $75,000. Gianforte has brought in more than $600,000 since his victory in a May special election to replace Republican Ryan Zinke, who became Interior Secretary. So far, the winter of 2017 and 18 has been significantly warmer than last year. According to the National Weather Service office of Missoula, meteorologist Bob Nestor contrasted the temperatures in the months of January.
The extreme cold temperatures, like those 0 degrees type of temperatures, last year, we had that extreme cold winter. January's average temperature was right around 13 degrees. Well, this January, our average temperature was 29.2, so about a 16-degree difference.
Those who fear the lack of valley snow may also portend problems with area snowpack, but Nestor said as of February 1st, levels in the mountains are encouraging.
For example, the Bitterroots are 115% of normal. Up in Flathead, which includes the Sealy Swans, 122% of normal, and along the Kootenai, Lower Clark Fork, 112% of normal. So across western Montana, yes, all our basins are above normal for snowpack.
Nestor said the heavy rain that is expected over the weekend will not bring a danger of flooding unless the rain warms unexpectedly. He said temperatures will warm into the 40s over the weekend. Newstalk Times 612.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. A wintry mix of rain and snow will become all rain this afternoon with our high temperatures right around 40. Tonight, a wintry mix, lows in the mid to low 30s. We'll see our highs in the 40s on Saturday with scattered showers. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.